Welcome back to Quiet Minds, the podcast where we explore the unique strengths and perspectives of introverts. My name is Vanessa. I'm your host, and today we're diving into an interesting topic, and it's the 4 types of introverts. And did you know that introversion isn't just a one-size-fits-all? That's right, there are different ways that introversion can manifest, and understanding these variations can help you better appreciate your own personality and those of the introverts around you. So, whether you identify as an introvert or you're just curious about the different ways introversion can show up, this episode is for you. Also, just a quick little reminder that if you're enjoying the content on this channel, hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell so you don't miss out on brand new episodes. Now, when we think about introverts, we often picture someone who is quiet, reserved, and perhaps a little shy or anxious. But introversion is much more nuanced than that. Psychologist Jonathan Cheek, along with his colleagues, identified 4 distinct types of introverts: the social introvert, the thinking introvert, the anxious introvert, and the restrained introvert. And each type has its own unique characteristics, and by understanding them, you can gain deeper insights into yourself and others. Now let's start with the first one, social introverts. So, social introverts are perhaps the most similar to the stereotypical idea of an introvert. These individuals prefer small groups over large gatherings, and they enjoy spending time alone or with a close-knit circle of friends. However, social introverts aren't necessarily shy or anxious in social settings. They simply prefer more intimate environments where they can have meaningful interactions without feeling too overwhelmed. For example, a social introvert might look forward to a quiet weekend at home, reading a book or going for a hike in nature. They may choose to spend their free time with a small group of close friends, engaging in deep, thoughtful conversations, rather than attending large parties or networking events. They enjoy socializing, but in a way that allows them to connect on a deeper level with the people they care about. If you're a social introvert, you might find that you thrive in settings like book clubs, small dinner parties, or one-on-one meetups at a cozy cafe. You're drawn to environments where you can engage in meaningful dialogue without the distractions of a crowded or noisy space. And while others might see large social events as a way to meet new people and expand their network, you likely see them as an overwhelming and draining experience. A social introvert might also enjoy activities that combine their love of solitude with a social element, such as attending a small group class on a subject that they're passionate about, or participating in a hobby that allows for individual focus, like painting, writing, but in the company of a few like-minded individuals. In professional settings, social introverts often excel in roles that allow them to work independently or in small teams, and they may prefer a job where they can focus on their tasks with minimal interruptions and distractions, but they still appreciate the opportunity to collaborate with a select group of colleagues when needed. They value relationships and enjoy connecting with others, but they do so on their own terms, in environments that feel comfortable and manageable. So overall, being a social introvert means valuing quality over quantity when it comes to social interactions. And it's about seeking out meaningful connections in settings that feel authentic and true to who you are. Next up, we have thinking introverts. So thinking introverts are often introspective and deeply thoughtful individuals who spend much of their time exploring their inner world. Unlike social introverts who may shy away from large gatherings, thinking introverts are not necessarily adverse to social situations. However, their primary focus often lies within their own minds, reflecting on ideas, concepts, and possibilities, rather than engaging with the external environment. If you're a thinking introvert, you likely enjoy creative pursuits that allow you to tap into your rich inner world. Activities such as writing, drawing, music, or even daydreaming are common pastimes. For example, you might find yourself spending hours sketching out new ideas for a novel or developing intricate designs in a sketchbook. These activities provide an outlet for your vivid imagination and allow you to explore the complexities of your thoughts in a tangible way. Thinking introverts are often drawn to intellectual pursuits such as reading, researching, or solving complex problems. This intellectual curiosity drives you to constantly seek out new knowledge and ideas, fueling your introspective nature. You're someone who can get lost in thought for hours, exploring different perspectives and coming up with innovative solutions to problems. In social situations, thinking introverts may appear quiet or reserved, but this doesn't mean they're disinterested. Rather, they're likely processing the conversation internally, reflecting on what's being said, and forming their own thoughtful responses. You might find yourself observing the dynamics of group discussion, analyzing each person's point of view before offering your own insights. And this reflective approach allows you to contribute in a meaningful and often profound way, even if you're not the most vocal participant. Thinking introverts also tend to be highly self-aware. You spend a lot of time reflecting on your own thoughts and feelings and behaviors, which can lead to a deep understanding of yourself and your motivations. And this self-awareness is one of your greatest strengths, as it allows you to navigate life with a clear sense of purpose and direction. So whether you're planning your next creative project or contemplating your personal goals, you approach everything with careful consideration and a desire to stay true to your authentic self. In professional settings, thinking introverts often excel in roles that require creativity, critical thinking, or problem solving. You might thrive in positions that allow you to work independently, where you can take the time to think through your ideas and develop innovative solutions. Careers in writing, research, design, or any field that values deep thinking and creativity are likely to be fulfilling for you. Overall, being a thinking introvert means embracing your introspective nature and finding joy in the exploration of your own inner world. It's about valuing the time you spend in reflection and using your own unique perspective to contribute to the world around you in meaningful ways. While you may not always be the center of attention, which often you don't like to be, your thoughtful insights and creative ideas make you an invaluable part of any community or team. Now let's talk about anxious introverts. So anxious introverts often experience a heightened sense of unease or self-consciousness in social situations, which can often lead to a constant worry about how they're being perceived. This anxiety isn't limited to large gatherings. Even in smaller groups of one-on-one interactions, anxious introverts might feel uncomfortable or overly critical of their own behavior. And unlike social introverts who simply prefer solitude or smaller groups, anxious introverts are often preoccupied with concerns about how they are being judged or whether they're making the right impression. For example, if you identify as an anxious introvert, you might find yourself avoiding social interactions altogether. So invitations to party or networking events might trigger a sense of dread, leading you to decline or make excuses to stay home. And even if you do attend, you might find it challenging to relax and enjoy yourself, constantly second-guessing your words or actions. And afterward, you might replay the entire event in your mind, analyzing every little detail and worrying about how you were perceived by others. And this anxiety doesn't necessarily vanish when you're alone. Anxious introverts may spend a lot of time ruminating on past interactions, fixating on perceived mistakes or awkward moments. For instance, after a meeting at work, you might find yourself obsessing over a comment you made, wondering if it came across the wrong way. And this kind of overthinking can be exhausting and may contribute to feelings of low self-esteem or self-doubt. And to manage these feelings, it's important to acknowledge your anxiety and find strategies that work for you. Mindfulness practices such as deep breathing or meditation can help you stay grounded in the present moment and reduce the intensity of your anxious thoughts. And for instance, before attending a social event, you might want to take a few minutes to practice deep breathing, helping to calm your nerves and center your thoughts. Self-compassion is another powerful tool for anxious introverts. Rather than harshly criticizing yourself for feeling anxious or for how you behaved in a social situation, try to treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a friend. Remind yourself that it's okay to feel nervous and that everyone experiences anxiety at times. And you might say to yourself, it's normal to feel this way, and it doesn't mean I did anything wrong. So in some cases, anxious introverts may find that small, familiar social settings feel more comfortable than larger, unpredictable ones. And for example, you might enjoy spending time with a close friend in a quiet coffee shop where the environment is familiar and calm and safe, and there's less pressure to perform. So, recognizing and honoring these preferences can help you navigate social situations in a way that feels more manageable. And ultimately, being an anxious introvert means learning to balance your need for connection with your need for self care. And it's about recognizing that your feelings of anxiety are valid and finding ways to navigate the world that honor both your introversion and your well being is important. Lastly, we have restrained introverts. Restrained introverts, often referred to as reserved or deliberate, are individuals who approach life with a sense of caution and mindfulness. So, unlike more spontaneous or impulsive personalities, restrained introverts take their time to assess situations carefully, weighing out their options before making decisions. This thoughtful and measured approach is a defining characteristic, making them reliable and consistent in both their personal and professional lives. For example, if you're a restrained introvert, you might find yourself pausing before responding to a question in a meeting or taking time to reflect on a major life decision, such as changing jobs or entering a new relationship. You likely prefer to have all the information on hand before taking action, ensuring that your choices are well considered and aligned with your values. And this tendency to think before you speak or act is one of your greatest strengths, as it allows you to avoid the pitfalls of impulsivity and ensures that your decisions are thoughtful and deliberate. In social situations, restrained introverts often take a while to warm up. For instance, at a party or networking event, you might spend the first part of the evening observing the room, assessing the dynamics, and deciding who you feel comfortable engaging with. While others might jump into conversations quickly, you prefer to take your time, waiting until you feel ready to participate. And this can sometimes be mistaken for shyness, but it's more about ensuring that you're in a space where you feel comfortable and in control. And your cautious nature extends to your relationships as well. You're not likely to rush into friendships or romantic relationships. Instead, you take the time to get to know someone before fully opening up. And this careful approach means that when you do form connections, they are often deep and meaningful. And you value quality over quantity, preferring just a few close relationships that you can trust and rely on. For example, if you're considering a new friendship, you might observe the person for a while, noting how they interact with others and whether their values align with yours. You might prefer a few one-on-one interactions before deciding to invest more deeply in the relationship or the friendship. And this deliberate approach helps you build strong, lasting connections with people who truly understand and appreciate you. In a professional setting, your restrained nature can be a significant asset. You're likely to be seen as dependable and thoughtful, someone who doesn't make hasty decisions and who considers all angles before acting. For instance, if you're tasked with leading a project at work, you're likely to spend time planning and gathering input from your team before moving forward. This careful, methodical approach can lead to well-executed projects and strong leadership, as your team knows they can rely on you to think things through. However, being a restrained introvert can also present challenges. You might struggle with situations that require quick thinking or immediate response, as you prefer to have time to process information. In such cases, it's important to communicate your need for time to reflect. For instance, if someone asks for an immediate decision, you might say, "I'd like to take a little time to consider this and get back to you with a thoughtful response." And this not only honors your natural tendencies, but it also ensures that you can contribute in a way that feels authentic and true to yourself. Overall, being a restrained introvert means embracing your deliberate and thoughtful nature. It's about recognizing that your careful approach is a strength that allows you to navigate life with confidence and clarity. And whether in social situations, relationships, or professional settings, your ability to think before you act ensures that your decisions are well considered and aligned with your values. And by honoring this aspect of your personality, you can move through life at a pace that feels comfortable and secure, building meaningful connections and making thoughtful choices along the way. So there you have it, my friends, the 4 types of introverts: social, thinking, anxious, and restrained. And I'd love for you to share what type of introvert you are in the comments below. And me, I'm definitely the thinking introvert. It feels like it's all I ever do. And that's why I love journaling so much, so I can write and release all those thoughts in my mind and just set them free. And each type of introvert that I mention brings its own set of strengths and challenges. And understanding these differences can help you embrace your own unique personality. So, whether you resonate with one type or see yourself in several, the important thing to remember is that there is no right way to be an introvert. Your introversion is a valuable part of who you are. And by understanding it better, you can learn to navigate the world in a way that feels authentic and fulfilling to you. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a few thoughts. Being an introvert in any form is a gift. Whether you're introspective, socially selective, cautious, or even a little anxious, your quiet strength is what makes you unique. So embrace it, honor it, and don't be afraid to live a life at your own pace. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Quiet Minds. If you've enjoyed this exploration of the 4 types of introverts, please share it with others who might benefit from it. And don't forget to subscribe for more episodes that dive deep into the introverted experience. And remember, your quiet power is something to be celebrated. So until next time, take care, embrace your quiet strength, and stay true to who you are in your beautiful heart of hearts.